Oh, okay.
All right, all right, all right.
Alright, boys. We are now live.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, come back to the JoJo Saturday podcast. I'm here joined by King Flamingo 02,
Uh,
aka Silas.
uh,
Very nice. And as well as Asian Kami.
Nice.
Do you mind if I use your name?
Yeah, I don't care.
Alright. Also known as Titus or Titus. However.
All right, man.
uh,
They call me Egyptian.
Bro. Alright. So, today we're gonna do part 2, correct?
Yeah.
yes.
So, I know you, Titus, you were pretty excited to talk about part 2.
Yeah, 'cause part two's actually good.
Damn,
Part two
bro.
slaps, dude.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong though. That was not good. I just drank stale Coke.
Dude, I remember there was one time I was like half asleep and I woke up and I just started drinking like 3-day-old root beer. It was disgusting.
Ugh.
Thing be ratchet.
Hello?
Jeez, dude.
Welcome back.
Again.
Bruh, what is going on? Okay. Okay. Anyways, what are we talking about?
We're talking about part 2.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking part two.
Mm-hmm.
Silas, you want to give your opinions about part 2?
One of the best parts. Like,
You fucking animal.
jeez. Okay.
Sorry, no, I was talking to my dog. I'm sorry.
Anyways, part 2 was great, and I lost my
Silas is broken. Silas is broken. Send him back to the factory.
Silas deleted System 32.
Oh boy.
Sorry. Anyways,
Anyways.
part 2. Yeah. Somebody else go. I can't.
Oh, what a blunder.
I guess
Okay.
I'll start then.
Go ahead.
Yeah. JoJo Part 2, even though it came out, they didn't have any sort of hiatus between Part 1 and Part 2, right?
No, I'm pretty sure it didn't.
Yeah, then surprisingly, for Part 2, it was surprisingly like miles better than Part 1. And it caught me by surprise. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, when I was watching Part 1, it absolutely sucked. I was not interested at all.
Mm-hmm.
But once I actually got to Part 2, I was genuinely interested. My homie pulled out a Glock and a gun in a
Dude,
coffee shop.
not a Glock, a whole
It wasn't
Tommy
a Glock,
gun.
It was a Tommy gun. It was a Tommy gun.
The gap.
Like, yeah, no, the Part 2 actually was really good. And it's what's the only reason why I'm actually continuing it now. And my homie Joseph actually being in Part 3, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But, yeah, that's where it's at. I've been enjoying it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I gotta say it was a true delight to watch. Well, not watch, but I guess to have I guess Joseph as the next JoJo, right?
Mm.
Was great, and there's a few reasons for that. One is the voice actor, and I told Silas about this when we first watched it, but the voice actor for Joseph is the same voice actor for another main character in another show. That's my favorite character of all time, and it's also my favorite show of all time, which is called Gintama, right?
Ooh, yeah, Gintama.
And
Okay. Was it the white hair dude?
yeah, the white hair dude. That's the main character. They both share the same voice actor, and they sound very like exactly similar. And it's also kind of funny because I was like thinking about it. It's like they kind of behave the same way. It's like those two are the kind of characters that would run away from a losing fight. So it was perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect that Joseph would end up being like my favorite JoJo as of right now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Honestly, yeah, I agree saying that Joseph is one of the better ones. I think he is my favorite as well, honestly, because in comparison to the three that I have seen so far, technically four, it's Joseph just brings it out of the park. He just works, man.
yeah.
In the
Right.
world.
Huh?
Sorry, someone is being extremely loud outside my house.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It's not to also another thing I like about Joseph is like um I guess this is like his phrases, I guess.
Hmm.
Like how he sometimes like starts he'll say something like in English, right?
Yeah.
Like when he says very nice Ashiza-chan or something like that.
Son of a bitch.
Or that. Dude,
Mm.
that's part 3 Joseph, which just makes it even like his character even better. Um I I I would say that like this is getting a little ahead, but I probably enjoyed Joseph more in part 3 than part 2 because he just gets like kind of funnier. But anyways,
It's just
He
Joseph,
becomes
but
racist.
cranked up. And it's great.
yeah, it's just like
Yeah,
he's a great
Joseph
character.
Yeah, honestly, I think out of all the characters, I think he felt more like an actual like human being in comparison to well, for the characters that I've seen as of yet, which was Jonathan and Jotaro. He just seems more like a human, right? Because Jotaro just is just cold faced the entire time, right? And Jonathan is just a perfect man. But when we meet Joseph though, he's actually more interesting because his personality is unique, right? How he acts is interesting, and he's not just like big time courageous. Dude's a little pussy that runs away sometimes, and I find it hilarious. Like my homie, like he does like random shit as well. Like my homie decides to pick up a yo-yo as a fighting weapon, right? And not only that, he eventually cross dresses for some German dudes. Okay, like he's out of all the times that I've watched JoJo, John or not Jonathan, fuck, Joseph's story is just a blast. I've always had fun with it. And did he leave again? No, he's back. Never mind. Okay.
I'm so
All right.
sorry. I don't know what's going on.
Let's just hope that that doesn't happen while you're the one talking. So, um, I mean, yeah, I absolutely agree. There's also another time I just had it. Oh yeah, it's at like the bar or whatever when Strizo comes back as a vampire. Um,
Mm.
he's trying to get like everyone out, and then he like goes to the girls that won't leave or something, whatever. It's like get out or I'll French kiss you. That's that that was funny.
Yeah, I think partly just Jonathan. Not John. Fuck, I keep getting them mixed up now. I think Joseph is just like partly just really thirsty just to begin with. Honestly, I think my dude thirsts over his own mother. So
Oh man. So yeah, Salas, what do you think of Joseph?
Yes. I don't know. Very good.
Yeah.
Not my favorite JoJo,
Mhm.
but definitely a good one. Oh,
he's not your favorite.
he's not my favorite.
Who is your favorite then? Is it Josuke or Jotaro?
I think he might have to be Giorno.
Giorno. Oh,
Really?
is that part 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know Giorno. I
Really?
only know the theme.
Hmm. That's interesting, Silas.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I think we're getting a little too far ahead anyway, so we'll bring it back. We'll bring it back. We'll bring that discussion to part 5, where I may or may not be there for that. But either way,
other things I like about Joseph is like the dude's big brain, okay?
he is big
The
brain,
dude is
Huge brain.
huge brain, a gargantuan brain.
like
um,
500 IQ.
Mega brain.
It,
Mega
it's
mind.
it's just great when like you like you're watching the fight and and things are going like one way, and it's like like the enemies like got the upper hand, and then all of a sudden it's like, ha, you thought.
Next you'll say.
Next you'll say, I planned this all from the beginning.
That whole reason is why the final fight of part 2 is my favorite fight in the whole series.
Yeah, it was like
It-
unexpected, or like you kind of like that, I guess.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
twist
It
and
definitely,
turns.
it definitely was a good fight, that's for sure. And it worked out well. Especially considering that he even also outsmarted the ultimate life form as well.
Yep. It's
So,
it's also like during that final fight, the dude freaking gets a whole fucking air bomber plane and drives
Fucking
cars
nowhere.
into the fucking volcano.
dude, he's such a fucking Chad. He legit just pops up with an airplane out of nowhere. Like
Oh,
he
man.
falls off a cliff, and the next thing you know, he's flying in a fucking airplane. Like, okay, man. Damn.
He's a oh. Okay. Yeah. So here's something interesting that I saw when I was looking at part 2. I found out that the manga for part 2, right, is exactly, I think, 69 chapters long.
Nice. It's perfect for the best man.
Yep. That's funny.
For the guy who's an absolute meme, that just makes sense.
Oh, I got this wrong. Oh, how do you spell that? Oh, so, there was this character in part 2 called Stroheim, right?
Yeah.
And I told
The
Silas
Nazi?
this. Yes, the Nazi Silas. I told him that how I believe, and I know it's true, that Stroheim is the part 2 Speedwagon. Like,
I didn't gain as. I don't know if I want to say that per se, because I didn't gain as much of attachment as I did with Speedwagon. And especially considering that Speedwagon was actually in part 2.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I did enjoy Von Stroheim though. I thought just constantly seeing Von Stroheim just getting more mechanical over time was great. But
Nazi robot.
Nazi
he
robot.
was a Nazi robot.
A Nazi robot
German
fighting
technology is the greatest thing.
a Nazi robot. Okay, all right. Let me run this through.
Go
A
ahead.
Nazi robot, an Italian man, and an American man with superpowers all go to fight Aztec fitness. Tell me how that makes any sense.
I never actually bothered to put it down and try to summarize the plot as simple as I can get it. That's fucking retarded.
I did enjoy Stroheim a lot, and there's reasons I call him the part 2 Speedwagon, because one, he's introduced as an enemy.
Mhm.
Then they become allies. During the fight against Satana,
Wait, sorry, who was Satana again?
the first Pillarman.
Oh yeah, okay.
When they kidnapped Speedwagon, right?
Yeah, and they're in the little facility, whatever. He also kind of like tends to like commentate Joseph's fighting during the battle, and then I was just like, you know what, like this guy's the part 2 Speedwagon.
Yeah, I can see it. I can sort of see it. It was just different personalities, I
Yeah,
guess.
like
An alteration.
I guess it's like purpose of character of how they were done. I guess is like kind of what I made the comparison, and also they're both blonde too, so.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, when we're going to part 3 territory here a little bit, and he left again. Did he?
No.
Oh,
Hello?
never mind. I don't know why I keep hearing the Discord sound, and it's always screwing with my head. Okay, but yeah, we're going to a little bit to part 3 here, but the steelhead guy, I forgot his name. It was the guy who used to stand. It was, I think it was Chariot Gray, was it, or Chariot Silver?
Ah, okay.
Oh, Silver Cherry?
Silver Chariot.
Yeah, Silver Chariot. That's right. It was that guy. I was for a little while. I was thinking like this looks like Von Stroheim's child, just because they just feel similar, right? Anyways, yeah, that's off topic.
That's funny.
No, honestly, I really didn't like Von Stroheim, and especially his little sacrifice with Santana. It really brought out his character because it was like he didn't feel like just a Nazi.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think that was also like the big turning point to me. Say, yeah, I'm actually gonna like part 2.
Mm.
But either way,
And it's also nice that that I'm sorry. They also made it interesting with the Pillarmen, I guess, because they're like have pretty unique abilities. Okay, Titus left. um, wait, what happened to this man? Silas, you're here, right?
well,
Yes.
Hey,
I don't know
welcome
what
back.
happened. I'm sorry. Okay, well now I'm doing it as well. All right.
So as I was saying, how they made part 2 like pretty interesting because the Pillarmen, like the first fight with Santana, like we literally see, the guy, I think he like literally goes into Stroheim's like decapitated leg or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like and also I just remembered, the dude literally swallows a guy whole into his
Mhm.
body.
Oh yeah, he does do that. He did that to a vampire too, didn't he?
Vampire 2, did he? I thought it was like just one of the soldiers.
I thought he did it to a vampire because I think they wanted to test his capabilities.
Hmm. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I remember now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's cool like enemies that they brought up in part 2. Um yeah. So
Santana was just Vor, but like as a person.
dude was literally like he's it's funny because like we think he's like rock brain,
Mm-hmm.
but he's actually super intelligent because he literally picks up Japanese, or I guess I don't know whatever fucking language they'd be speaking for the sake of the
I think they were
immersive.
speaking that German.
He literally picks up like in seconds. He starts
Yeah.
speaking sentences.
It's because like the moment he just consumed somebody, he was like, "Yep, I can speak it now." And then that's just how that ended up being. Because I think the moment they consumed the vampire, he was like, "Yeah, this guy's name's Stroheim, by the way." So, yeah, no,
Deep
it
brain.
was kind of interesting because he just got increasingly more intelligent as like the more people he just started consuming.
Yeah. Okay, well this sucks.
Remember when Cars turned his hand into a squirrel for like no reason?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I remember that.
My homie made killer squirrels, dude.
He could
Who
have
the fuck was the
completely
guy that
changed
picked
the
up the
entire
squirrel, actually?
ecosystem of the world, but he didn't.
Sorry, say that again.
He could have changed the entire ecosystem of the world, but didn't get the chance.
Yeah. Instead, he chased it after an American dude with a plane that he stole from some German kid, and fucking started summoning some killer squirrels. So
Yeah.
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 So speaking of the Pillarmen, I'm pretty sure we all know this, but the main 3 guys, their names are references to bands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like AC/DC.
Yeah.
Was it like
Santana.
just we're telling with the AC/DC, right?
AC/DC is AC/DC, yeah. Then Whammoo is
Wham.
is the Wham,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Cars.
Yeah.
Which one was Cars? I don't know what Cars was.
Cars
The
is
movie.
Is it a movie?
The movie.
Oh, you.
Ciao. I'm disappointed. I want to see him say "Ka-chow" like once through the entire series.
Well, think about it. When he becomes the ultimate life form, he's like, there's a lot of bright lights coming from him.
Yeah,
So,
when he becomes the sun himself.
Cars reference.
I think we're going a little far there. Actually, you know what? Since we talked about it last time, we couldn't really get too much into it. Do you guys want to talk about the music of part 2 this time? Because the music of part 2 slap, dude.
Dude, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, like the opening, I'm not gonna say it was as good as part 1 or part 3. I think part 3 is my favorite opening so far. First one, by the way.
Oh,
But
opening.
the first one.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. For me, part three's first opening is my favorite.
Yeah. Like part two's opening was also like it was fairly good. I think it's the worst one out of all of them, which is saying a lot because part 1 and or it could be the other way around. Either way, fuck it. Because part 1 and part 3's openings are both really good. But yeah, I don't know. Fuck, I kind of lost all track of thought.
Bro.
All the JoJo OPs are good. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say all of them, every single one of them.
Yeah.
So far, yeah, I agree. They've all been pretty good so far.
If he's Felipe, if he says that Chase is a bad OP, we're kicking him out, right?
Yeah, that's a high probability.
Chase?
Yeah, it's a
Chase.
future opening that I'd say in general JoJo fans don't like.
Where is that at? Is that part 3 or
That's part 4.
Part 4.
part 4? Okay.
This is the last part 4 OP, right?
No, it's the second.
Wait, how many
were
episodes
there?
is
Like,
in part
there's
4?
There's 3, right?
There's 3. There's the Funky
Yeah.
Noisy, then there's Chase, and then it's Breakdown.
Yes.
Okay, I'll get to it eventually. Either that or I just decide to watch it now. So it's either or. But yeah, going back onto the soundtrack though, and one of the, this is actually one of the parts where this soundtrack actually gets really good, where they fucking introduce the Pillarmans for the first time and they just hit you with an electric guitar. I'm not talking about the Pillarmans theme. Okay, we're not talking about the Pillarmans theme.
Oh,
not yet,
okay.
because that's an anomaly. That seems an anomaly on its own right. But I'm talking like the very first time they introduced them, where Speedwagon like finds the statue,
Hmm.
and you just start hearing like electric car just starts jamming in the background. Yeah, that was clean. That was clean. I really like that. And but
You
like, okay, now after we're talking about the Pillarman's theme though, Pillarman's theme was it's an anomaly. Every single time I hear it, I just start laughing because it reminds me of like some like Islamic terrorist group introducing their atomic bombs. Like-
Yeah, just fucking beat drops, dude. It was funny because I didn't know that because I've heard that before, but I didn't know it was the Pillarman theme, and I remember watching it with Silas, and then that happens, and like that's the thing, that's where it's from.
That's what I did. That's exactly what I did. When I heard it for the first time, I was like, wait a minute. I didn't know it was from JoJo, dude. Because you constantly see it just pop around on Instagram about the fucking meme and all that shit. And actually hearing about it and finding it, it's truly fantastic. I love it.
There's also there's a slight variation of their theme. It's like very it's only like it's a lot shorter. It's like very subtle where you still hear like the I part, but it's like sort of menacing and like subtle, if you know what I'm talking about, maybe.
Do you know which OST that one was?
Hold up, let me see.
'Cause I can go pull that up, see what I'm talking about.
It always happened with the pillar theme, but it wasn't like it was more subtle and like kind of more menacing to what was going on or during the scene.
Shut up.
I had to. You know I had to.
Yeah.
Thank you, Felipe.
Yep. Let me see.
Was it this one?
That's the normal one.
Yeah, that's the normal one. I don't know. I probably have to find it later.
Yeah, it's like it's a slight variation of it that's just more like lower and menacing. That I thought was always cool when it popped up. Okay. And there's also another one I really liked. It was Joseph's theme, where
Joseph's theme.
it's a whole fucking beat.
It was a what?
It's a jammer, dude. Just if you're looking it up right now,
I'm looking at. I am.
skip to like 1 minute.
Skip 1 minute. Was it Overdrive?
Yeah, it's called Overdrive.
All right, hold up. God damn it! I'm not trying to fucking listen to Zaxby's. Homie. All right.
It's fucking amazing.
You said skip to minutes. Oh yeah, this one. Didn't they pull this one up when my dude just started drifting along like?
Yeah. That was also part one. That a part when they were like doing the horse race,
Yeah.
and then they did that at one point. It's just great.
Yeah, this song does slap.
It's
Yeah,
also now to bring up the horse race. There's a part when Joseph gets the hammer.
Yeah.
There's a reference to a certain opening in anime where he says "se no."
Nah. I heard that too. I watched that show. People are legally supposed to call me a pedophile, but I love that show. The show's great.
Speaking of references to that, Hajime no Ippo had one, and that was
Did they too?
hilarious. Yes, because they did the same thing right before a fight. They went, "Say no," and I love it. I love it.
Oh man. Okay. Alright, so I think it's time we get to the Joe Bro.
The Joe Bro?
The Joe Bro.
Jesus.
So
Okay.
what are your
Go-
guys' opinions on Caesar?
I don't know. I thought he was a cool character. I actually enjoyed him as a character. I think there was times where I just like did not care, right? Or like when he was like getting extremely hot-headed towards Joseph when he was saying we should not charge in, or like the very first time we met him where he was just like getting on to him about how he was eating black spaghetti or some shit,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, I actually ended up coming to actually enjoy Caesar and his presence. He was like, he sort of acted like the Speedwagon sometimes whenever von Stroheim wasn't present, or Speedwagon himself. He just like monologued. But no, I did really enjoy Caesar, and when it comes to like the final fight too. By the way, it was also my personal favorite fight in all of JoJo so far.
Yeah.
Because of just how like well animated and executed that whole animation was.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was. Caesar was just a really good character overall. I was genuinely surprised. I still think the bubble thing was weird. All right, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's I'd say it's weird, but it's like it was a little cool. For it's like it's cool that you know you wouldn't think you'd use bubbles, but you know here you are, Caesar popping off.
Somebody whipped out the bubble.
Better than a yo-yo.
Better than a
Yeah,
yo-yo.
you're not wrong. Better than a yo-yo. But I don't know. I think the way he executed the bubbles were cool though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the very last Caesar fight that he was in, where he just started like making the bubbles become fucking razor blades and shit. I thought that was cool as hell. Cause that was when the animation actually looked really cool.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, wait, am I watching JoJo? What the fuck? But yeah, no. Caesar's character was actually really good.
Yes.
So there's also, I guess when they were talking about his background, that one episode, at one point they said that Caesar committed every imaginable crime except murder.
I thought that was Mista. That they said that about.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Caesar. He literally so pretty yeah. Let me let me bring the thing up. Hold up. You give me un momento.
Sorry. I'm
Jesus.
sorry.
It's okay. It's
I
fine,
only
homie.
died.
So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
he did. It did say that. Yeah.
So it says here that he made a name for himself, committed every crime imaginable short of murder. So we
Only
know
raped.
there are a lot of crimes, and it just makes you think like, what exactly did he commit? Like,
Rape.
I guess. God damn it, I fucked it up. It's like, yeah, it's like when you take it like that, it's like, well, he should have committed rape, right? He's done a lot of things, a lot of bad things. Silas,
Oh,
what would you say are some of the things he did?
Yes.
God damn it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I was about to say that he committed genocide, but then again, you just said that he didn't do murder, so I can't say that.
Well, there are other ways to do genocide.
How?
Just look at
You
Hitler.
kill an entire race.
Well, just look at Hitler.
Yeah, Hitler killed 6 million people.
Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna say anything.
I feel like we're getting into some dark territory anyway, so it's fine. We're gonna get out of that.
So yeah, so it's like Caesar committed a lot of crimes. He was a bad boy,
That's a bad child.
and he was also like 16 too.
Was he 16 in there in the anime?
No, he was 16. Like during his life of crime, but he was actually 20 years old.
Ah, okay.
Wow. Sorry.
Was Joseph around the same age as well?
I think Joseph was like 19.
He was 19. Okay. Oh, I gotta get the thought process in for that. But
Sorry.
Bruh.
you good, man.
I'm so sorry. I
So here's another interesting thing that I saw. It was that I was reading through like some kind of like post battle tendency stuff, and it's a small thing, but apparently Joseph and Lisa at one point afterwards they talk about the Joestar birthmark.
You do?
Yeah, apparently they do.
Oh.
There's not.
Why did they not ever like touch upon it with part 1 and 2 though?
I
I thought
they
they did in part
didn't.
1.
They did in part 1?
Didn't they?
I don't think so.
Or
I feel.
didn't at least show the animators put it in before it was ever like brought up, right?
I don't think so, cause
Let me see.
I recall the first time seeing that in part 3.
Yeah, that's the first time I remember seeing it too. But I honestly, I can see that it can be put in part 1 as well. I'm gonna check real quick though, just make sure. But yeah, I don't remember. I'm surprised they did not put it into part 2 though, where they actually decided to discuss it. Because just adding in foreshadow for part 3 would be nice.
Yeah.
Let's like add some added flavor.
Oh, and here's another thing. So this goes to part 4. But this isn't actually any spoilers because they don't really say anything. They just say like this one thing as a joke. So Josuke, the part 4 dude,
Mhm.
tells another character that his grandmother was hit by the same car twice in the same day and lived. And it also says it's been joked that this refers to Lisa being attacked by cars.
Oh my god!
Wait, sorry, say it again.
It makes so much sense. I did never pick up on this.
I know, right?
Mm.
That's crazy.
I know. So it's not like it's canon confirmed, but you know, it's a fun thing to talk
it's
about.
canon. It's canon.
Oh, it's canon.
Oh, it's canon,
it's-
right?
It's canon whether the authors decided to be or not. It's canon.
It's canon.
So yeah, that's the fun thing, that you get out of researching. And as
Okay.
yeah,
Hmm?
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
It's fine.
another small little thing is that I didn't know about Erina, is that it's mentioned that she taught English at a school.
I thought they did say that before. I think that didn't they say that with when they were talking about Lisa's backstory or some shit.
I don't remember. If they might
I
have,
feel like they did.
then I just don't remember. But yeah, that's interesting that she was a teacher.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't. What else could she have done? She didn't. She didn't know how to control hormones or anything.
Oh,
Sort of shit like that.
there's a little joke that me and Silas did when we were first watching part two. How Erina acts. We said that she's a mafia boss.
Oh yeah.
Some mafia boss.
Just the way she's like during that one part.
Like her whole demeanor, where she just doesn't talk and she's just straight faced the entire time.
Yeah, and she has like her
Mafia
hands
boss.
together and just like talking like so seriously.
Yeah,
Mafia boss.
I can see it honestly. She has some ties to the underground, dude.
Oh, so Titus, you were gonna say something earlier.
Yeah. So this is going off a little off topic, or at least we're straying a little bit.
Go
We're
ahead.
still in part two, but I wanted to talk with this. At least I was hoping that Landon would have come around, but Landon did not pop around this time. But I want to get this discussion going. Hammer Joseph is better than Yo-Yo Joseph. All right, you can
Yes.
never change my mind about that, dude.
I agree. 100%.
Dude, I feel like he just picked up the Yo-Yo just because he was just trying to find something. I think he was just trying to find anything. I feel like he probably would have used like a hair strain, and said, "Yeah, this is my weapon, by the way." I don't think, was there ever really anything that he truly was able to pull off with the yo-yo other than blocking a hit from that one vampire that was acting as a door?
He hit who was it?
Himself?
ACDC? He hit him once. That was it.
Hit him once. Yeah, honestly, I did not like Yo-Yo Joseph. The moment he picked up the hammer, I was like, my boy about to go off. Which he partly did, but like also didn't. But either way, I was more of a fan with Joseph rocking out with a hammer
And
than anything else.
there's also the one part he was using the. Give me a second. I forgot what they're called. I need to look.
Scarf?
No, not the scarf.
Or the headband? Oh, okay.
Where is it? Where's Joseph?
Tommy gun.
He uses the American clackers.
The American.
The little
clackers.
balls, the little two
Those
balls.
are the yo-yos that we
Yeah,
were
those are the
talking about.
yo-yos.
Wait, those are the
Yeah.
yo-yos?
Yeah, we're talking about those are the yo-yos.
That's what we were talking about.
Wait,
yeah.
that does not look like a yo-yo.
I just call them a yo-yo, dude. It's not. They're not exactly yo-yos, but I just call them yo-yos because it's just what they remind me of.
Ah.
Yeah, small brain needs small ideas. Right.
But you're also
Same.
forgetting the one time, when he was using that, he literally hit himself, and then he
Yeah, it was
goes,
the first time.
"Oh
He did.
no!"
I remember now.
It is funny. Like,
Joseph is undoubtedly the funniest JoJo.
Yeah.
yes.
So far, most definitely. Granted, I still haven't seen part 4 or 5. Is part 4 and 5 any contenders for like humor wise? Or
Josuke is a close second,
Yeah.
part
Mhm.
4, but he's not as funny.
okay. I don't know why. I only see like certain pictures of Josuke, and I just feel like he's just some beta cuck. I don't know why. I don't know if that's actually true or if that's like a way of
That is-
offense.
Not
But-
true. He is just gay.
Okay,
That
he's
is-
just gay.
No, it's Giorno. What are you
Just it.
talking about?
Oh, who do you think Okuyasu is? His boyfriend.
Actually, yeah, no, Giorno is gay. I only see one picture or one video of Giorno, and it was just him licking some dude. Or was that?
Oh, no,
Or was
you're
it the
talking
other
about-
way
I'm so
around?
sorry.
He
I
got
thought we were
licked.
still
The
talking
other
about Josuke. Because Josuke and Okuyasu are gay, but Giorno is also definitely gay.
Mm.
And also, that was Giorno getting licked, not licking somebody.
Okay, so it was the other way around. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Still kind of questionable.
Yeah, regardless, it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. La, 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 la. So, out of the three Pillarmen,
Yes.
which was your guys' favorite?
I can't remember
Are,
them
are we
by
just talking
names.
like just as a character?
Yeah, just who did you enjoy more?
Mm,
Which was the
I
one
gotta think
that
about
just broke down and cried in the middle of the fight?
it.
AC/DC.
DC.
AC/DC, that's mine. And for that sole reason.
Funny enough, he's actually like my least favorite.
Damn.
Lame.
Well, fuck you.
Okay.
I think after like thinking about it just a little bit, I'd say it was probably the guy that killed Caesar. I
Wamu?
think. Yeah,
Yeah,
because even
kinda.
though he did kill my homie, I think it was I just liked him as a character. I think him as a character was interesting.
Yeah, I agree
I
too.
think it was just a homie, but yeah, I think Wamu was probably my favorite. And but if we're talking like power wise though, then I'd probably say uh Cars because I just like the idea.
Yeah, ultimate life
It's
form.
much more simple than like well I'm talking like even before Ultimate Life Form idea. It was where he was just making blades out of his arm,
Oh yeah.
right? I think that it was much more simple in regards to everything else that was been thrown into the table like bubble, but it was just I don't know. I just kind of like I just like the style. I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, that or I'm just an edgy fucking bitch. But either or.
So the thing about Cars is, um, so I thought Cars was like 1,000 years old,
I thought he was.
but
He was the youngest of them, right?
no, I think he was the oldest, wasn't he? Because he picked, because I
Oh
remember
no, yeah.
Wamu was
Correct.
like a baby or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
But when I looked into how old he actually is, apparently Cars was born 102,000 years before the events of
Oh,
Battle Tendency.
holy fuck! God damn,
So
Old man.
he's an old man.
he's an old ass man. Jesus Christ. Is that the same with all the other ones too?
Probably around there too.
God
Well,
damn.
Santana was the youngest, right?
I
It was
Because he
either
was.
Santana or it was
There were the
It
two.
was either
There were the
Santana or
two
Wamu.
babies.
They were
yeah,
the
it was
two
either
babies.
Santana or Wama. Two childs.
Child.
Boss, you killed a child. Amazing. Great work.
Big word.
That right there is
Right
why
there,
you're the best.
boss. I think if we're gonna talk least favorite, since you did sort of bring that up, who was my least favorite? I think it was. I think I would say it was Santana as well, solely just because Santana didn't get enough like character like development as the
Yeah.
others.
I guess it
Yeah.
was like just kind of like sort of like an introductory to these pillar men to kind of
Yeah.
like hype up the main three.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's what I think that was the whole idea. Because even his power was like in comparison wasn't as grand, right? Because Santano's special ability was eat, right? In comparison to Divine Dust Storm.
Yep.
So yeah, either way. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
So going back to Stroheim, um, so so during the final fight when Joseph loses his left hand and Stroheim helps him out and just like replaces it with a mechanical arm. Um,
Wait, when did he do that? I thought they couldn't find Stroheim, so it never actually happened.
it was before he left, I guess. During like
Hmm.
when Joseph was like dead or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and he just like just replaced it for him then. Um, After that is when Stroheim he never meets Joseph again, and he dies honorably at the Battle of Stalingrad.
Oh yeah, that's how he was gone. That's what happened to him. I forgot about that.
Yep.
He didn't have any kids either, right?
Don't think so.
Or was that not noted? Okay. So that means you could get a future Stroheim.
Bruh.
It's a Nazi in the 21st century.
Bruh.
Honestly, what actually made me sad was that there's not gonna be any more Speedwagons.
True.
Speedwagon died without any kids, dude. It makes me sad.
The only
Isn't
thing
there alternate universe Speedwagon and Steel Ball Run
I don't know.
with his Speedwagon?
Bruh, I don't know.
Maybe that was just manga only from part 1. I don't know. We shall find out.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Bruh.
Thank you.
Sorry.
What's I just had it in my brain.
There's something in regards to Stroheim?
No, it wasn't Stroheim, it was something else. Oh yeah, Caesar. So Caesar's death.
Or we just can talk about the scene in general? Because the
yeah.
scene was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly really good scene. At least it was, because at least so far, with all the deaths that has happened throughout the entirety of JoJo, from that point, they were all. I didn't really care much for any of them, like even to the point for when Jonathan died for the first time.
Dang.
It was definitely an interesting take because I was surprised that he actually died, and there's like hundreds other episodes, but I don't think anything actually impacted me like how Caesar actually died, because it was actually fairly well thought out and it did actually work. Granted, they still had like the standard JoJo quirks where they just start stating how like random shit about like what happened, right? Like he's been dead along this cross-shaped rock this entire time, right? But I don't know. It was just a really good scene. The music really worked well for it.
Yes.
It fit with Caesar as well, considering it was Italian shit. Was it an Italian singer?
It was the opera guy, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
opera. What? I think it was an Italian opera singer.
I
don't
think
know.
so.
Because they usually speak either Italian or dead Latin. That's either one. I think. Either or. But yeah, no, it just worked. I thought it was pretty good.
Solace, what do you have to say?
I agree.
That sound good?
Yeah, thanks.
Did you cry, Silas? Because I know we didn't watch it together.
I got pretty close. I didn't like. He was still not one of my favorite characters, but the scene was definitely put together really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of how I felt with the part 3 scene that I'm not going to mention.
I'm probably not there yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because like part 3, there was one character that I really just did not like at all, and then I was like, oh, here's his death scene. Oh, and I didn't like him at all, but it was still a good, well put together scene. So.
I'm putting my bets on it was Kakyoin.
No.
Damn. Damn it.
Oh.
I tried.
Yeah, I don't the going on from like where you at right now, you haven't seen him yet.
Okay. Oh, I haven't even met the character yet.
No, you haven't met him yet.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm on episode 12 right now. I don't think they introduced any new characters. At least as far as I can tell. I think the last character they introduced was Mr. Steelhead. So, because I don't remember his name right now. I can't bring it up to mind.
Polnareff.
Yeah, Bonaref, that's right.
That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
What?
Okay. I was just making a reference. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh yeah.
You're I don't know what happened to Felipe, but it started to go all technical for a second. Or
What?
Full tech now. When you were starting to say it, so I didn't comprehend it in the first bit.
Wait. Am I still?
No, I wasn't talking about you, Felipe. I was talking about Silas. And Silas is fine now, in case you're
Oh.
But yeah.
So here's an interesting thing that I found out that I don't remember at all. But apparently when Caesar was first introduced, he's wearing a hat, and
Hmm.
the hat that Caesar
Was?
is wearing
Oh yeah,
is
he was.
the same hat Speedwagon inherited from Will after he died.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I
You
actually remember that.
and I don't remember that actually.
I remember that.
I
So
actually sort of remember him wearing a hat. I was just as confused for a second ago, but then I thought about it. He did wear a hat. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up again. Hold up. Let's see if I can find it.
also interesting thing, in terms of height, apparently Joseph is 4 inches taller than him.
Jeez.
How tall are they?
Joseph is 6'5" and Caesar's six
Ooh,
foot one.
big man. Okay, so I'm around the same size as Julius, or not Julius. Fucking Caesar. I don't know why I call. I was reading. I was reading the names and I saw Julius Caesar and I just clicked in my mind. Okay. Is this?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh.
Hold on, I found this video. I just want to hear it. I just want to hear it. Please do it. Please do it.
What?
Please do it. Hold on. I just found a video. I just want to hear. I just want to hear him scream Shiza. There it is. All right, great. All right, we're good.
Okay.
Okay. While I was looking through this, and this is just a former mindset that I had when I was reading it, because I just saw a video where Blank thinks of Caesar is Dio, and I was like, that's actually what I thought at first when I first met him. When we first met him, I was like, oh, is this Dio 2.0?
Dude, JoJo and Dio team up in part 2? I can't wait to finish episode 9.
That's what I thought when I saw it ahead of time. I saw the opening and when they first pulled it up, I saw Caesar, and I was like, dude, they
Is
teaming
that
up
Dio?
now. They've become butt buddies. This is not what fucking happens. God damn it. Or when they start matching headbands and shit, I was like, fuck this.
Isn't part 6 Dio not as evil?
I don't know yet.
That's right.
I haven't got. I mean, I kind of have. I've read quite a bit, but there's no deal yet.
Are you even out of prison?
I'll be honest with you. I don't even think they leave prison.
What was is part 6 JoJo? Is that the female one or is that the cowboy
Yes.
one?
It's the
Female one.
grill.
Part 7 is Cowboy.
Okay. They still haven't announced it yet, have they? God damn.
Nope.
I don't know if I should try to keep up with the manga once I get there.
I mean, you should, so we can do these podcasts on those.
I mean, yeah, but I just
I'm
don't know if I
waiting
just
for
want to
the
make the
anime.
commitment to read that as a manga. But actually, how many chapters is there left after part 5? Then?
Oh boy.
Oh great! Oh great! I don't like that response.
Part 6 roughly starts, which I find it funny, but it roughly starts at chapter 600.
Chapter 600. Holy fuck!
Yeah, roughly, or a little before that. And the total chapters of JoJo is like 970.
Fucking Jesus. Okay, well that's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess that's not too bad in comparison to like some of the stuff I've read. That's not too bad.
I mean, some of the stuff we read. I mean, Jesus Christ, over 1,000?
No comment.
No way,
What is
dude.
this, One Piece?
That's way more than my sophomore year than I did. Fucking,
No,
I would.
in comparison to like what I read, it was like when it goes to like between that 600 to the 900. I think the most I've read is around 400 chapters,
Damn.
which is still a lot, but it's not as much as like the whole entirety of JoJo.
Yeah.
I read 40 chapters.
Amateur.
Let's go berserk.
Let's go berserk, dude. There's like 300 chapters also, and that's the problem.
I thought there was 264.
361.
Okay. So I just had like the last digit sort of wrong. All right. For an approximate, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, 361 is the next chapter, and it hasn't come out yet. So there's 360, if I remember right. I don't know anything. Why are we talking about Berserk? Anyways, part 2. Yes. Part 2 good?
Part 2 is great.
Okay.
It's really where JoJo, for everyone I'd say, becomes good.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mic can just. I don't know if you said something to me, you know.
It's okay. So what are your guys' thoughts on the animation for part 2?
Yes.
I know, Silas, you brought it up that you enjoyed the color schemes that they did.
Yes.
For part 2?
Yeah.
Especially in the opening. That was just beautiful.
Yes.
If we're talking animation and like design quality, so far, yeah, for part 2 has been pretty good. The color scheme, the overall color scheme for the opening for part 2 was really nice. It was flavorful, but the color schemes made sense, right? It wasn't just epileptic seizures, right? But yeah, no, it was surprisingly really good. It's not as refined as part 3 to a degree, but I do like the character designs too for part 2 as well. Also, you may hear some extra sounds coming from my side. I'm putting dog food into their bowls right now, so hope you don't mind.
Oh boy.
Make it as quiet as I can make it.
So Silas, I don't remember if I asked you this, but what did you enjoy the most of part 2?
Or what?
What did you enjoy the most of part 2?
The fights.
The fights?
Yes. The absolute 3 million IQ plays. The style, the animation, just everything all culminating into a good stew of goodness. I loved it.
And speaking of animation quality, I actually went back and I rewatched the final fight in part 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like re-looking at it, and I was like, I actually really liked the animation, how clean it looked, and the sound effect. Yeah, the fight. I'm not sure if you remember, but the one. I mean, I'm not trying to that one punch before it goes to obliteration.
Oh yeah.
And you hear that.
Yeah.
It's great. It's actually I was looking at it after looking back on it, it's this is actually a lot better than when I first thought originally.
Right.
So it's cool. So enough about part 5.
Back to part 2.
Back to part 2.
Now enough with our sponsor. Let's get back to the video. Part 2. Part 2's animation.
Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends is an MMORPG for your mobile device. This is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, nor are we popular enough to be sponsored in any means necessary. Anyway.
We have like 2 subscribers.
Hey.
I'm one of those 2 subscribers.
I'm the other one.
Wait, on what platform?
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube? We got like 9 subscribers.
And what about on Twitch?
Twitch?
Yeah.
It's like 7 followers.
Yo.
Yeah, you're one of those 7.
Yo. And I'm also one of those 9.
Yeah.
Yo. Okay.
That is what you're waiting
Anyways,
for.
enough self-promoting.
Yeah, true. Even though this is my channel, so. Okay.
But talking about the animation for part 2 though, I'm I'm genuinely surprised that the part 2's animation was actually good, because the part one's animation in comparison was really bad, and it makes I find that to be interesting, considering that they had no time in between before they got straight to part 2. They just went part 1 and then like, fuck it, we're now on part 2 now, right?
Hmm.
So I find it really interesting that they actually put time and effort into the animation, because these again the scenes with my homie Caesar using bubbles as razor blades, as striking razor blades, that actually looked really good.
Yes.
That was a surprisingly well made like animation cuts. I don't know how to pronounce it. Frames, shit. I don't. Yeah. Either way. Yeah. So. I keep saying so far. I need to stop that because I already went past part 2. But throughout the entirety of part 2, it was animation quality was actually really well made in comparison to part 1.
Yes.
Yes.
I kind of had a stroke when I was trying to say all that, but it's fine.
My God.
So.
So
What
So,
would your guys' rating for part 2 be?
Now
9
that I
out
get
of 10.
9 out of 10. Wow.
9 out of 10. It's definitely my second favorite part behind part 5,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also a really close tie with part 4.
Mm.
I need to rewatch part, but I'm waiting on you.
I think if I were to rank it, since I actually consider as a JoJo as an anime actually worth watching, if we ignore part 1, if we were to rate it in versus like every other anime that I have seen, I'd probably rate it around like 7 or 8 out of 10, maybe. I think 8 out of 10 may be pushing it, but I'd say definitely 7.
Okay, well, rating it with everything I've seen, I'd put it at 7 also.
Mm.
Because I only watch the best of the best. I am an elitist all the way.
I can't rate it in comparison to the other JoJo's because I'm only like 1/4 of the way through part 3,
Good point.
and I only watched part 1, and we all know my opinion about part 1. So yeah,
Yeah. I'd say like first time around, I would give like part 2 like 9 out of 10 as well. If I compare it after seeing all the way through part 5, I would still give it like an 8 out of 10. I'd still give it an 8 out of 10 in my opinion. It still holds up, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just wait Titus until later in part 3.
why did something happen in part 3 that makes it better?
Yeah, I'd say so. I have a feeling. I
Yeah.
have a feeling that Titus is gonna fave part 3.
But I'm going to favor part 3.
Yeah, I think Titus is that kind of guy.
I don't know, maybe. The main character isn't exactly doing it for me to agree with that so far. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't hate Jotaro. I think Jotaro is a good character. It's just, in comparison, it's just not as good as Joseph.
Yeah.
Do you not like edgy goth boys or something?
No.
Not everyone's an edgy loser like you, Silas.
Okay. You didn't have to call me out like that.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding, Silas. Not really, but
You better.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay. Okay. Well, anyone else has anything to say about part two?
I don't know. I feel like was gonna say something. I kind of forgot. I'm gonna be honest. There was something I wanted to say, but I forgot about it. But was not hold on to it in case I don't have anything. So. Oh yeah. Okay. So Felipe.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna be put on the spotlight here. All right. I hope you're ready for this.
Oh boy.
So. When Joseph was looking at Lisa,
Oh boy.
and we were considering it. Oh well, Silas was considering it to be quite uncomfortable, considering that he was gonking at his mother.
Yes.
Why do you disagree?
Okay. I only disagree at the current time that one would be watching that, with no other knowledge. Okay. First of all, Joseph had no clue that that was his mother.
Okay.
And if you're not spoiled, or if you don't have, 1,000 IQ to put all the plots together, you wouldn't either, okay? One would also be Craigasming at the sight, okay? And I refuse to believe that Silas, a Coomer, did not Craigasm at that moment. Looking at it afterwards, that's revealed that that's his mother. Yeah, that's kind of weird, dude. But at the moment and specific time, it's not. And that's my stand.
I don't know. At first, okay. Partly, I would agree with you, but after actually going through this show, and then we actually find out that it was his mom. Thinking back on that scene, it just ruins the entire series at that point. It just leaves a sour taste in my mouth because it's just a Joseph gawking at his mother.
Then he goes like, nice.
Yeah, like
Oh.
I don't know about that, man.
But
That's
just
kinda
wait.
weird.
If we're talking about levels of uncomfortable, just wait till part 3. A specific moment in part 3. Silas might be know what I'm talking about.
Is it the one with? Never mind.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Silas, you gotta agree with me. If we compare those, it does not hold up. It's way above. It is.
I agree.
Is way above. That's
Where is that in part 3? You don't have to say specifically what episode. Just like, is it like
have
2/4 of the way there, 3/4?
it's.
it-
I'm pretty sure it's
Isn't
still
it
in the first
episode
part.
12 or something?
I'm not sure.
In the
Are you-
first 12? Because I already watched the first 12.
No, it's
other than like episode 12 itself.
It's. I know for
It
sure.
might be episode 12 itself then.
Really.
So it's the Empress Akana?
The what?
Or are we talking about the Empress?
No.
No.
Because that's the
Strength.
episode. Strength.
Yeah.
You
Are we
put-
talking about the baboon that was just gawking at the
Oh,
girl?
Yes.
He's seen it.
Okay. We can't talk about it right now though, because that's for
Yeah,
part
that's
3.
part
That's
3.
part 3.
Part 3.
Oh, he's seen it.
God, I gotta binge through part 3 in order to be in the next podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Because that's 36 episodes.
It's the
Well, now-
longest part.
Is it really the longest part?
It is.
Okay. How long is part 4?
Part 4 is like 39, 38.
38? That's longer than that one, I thought.
No, part 3 is 48.
No, that's 48. No, I'm retarded. Ignore me. Okay. Sorry, I was stuck on the line of like 36 episodes of part 3. I said that a while ago.
Asian can't do math.
There's a reason why I failed math, dude.
I refuse to believe that.
No, I didn't. But I did do really bad in comparison to everyone else. I was in pre-cal honors, and I was with a bunch of sophomore freshmen. I was sad. Okay. Being there was only 2 seniors in that class. No, 3 actually. In comparison to like the plethora of freshmen and sophomore, I made me feel retarded, man. And they were doing better than I was. Okay.
I know how that feels. Because I got put in chemistry honors, and then I failed that,
Oof.
and then I took normal chemistry, and I was still bad.
So Who did you have chemistry with? Raghead?
Yes, I took
Yeah.
chemistry honors with Youngblood,
Oh, with Youngblood. Okay.
and then Ragged was normal chemistry.
Okay, well, see, here's the thing, though, alright? Youngblood makes it hard on purpose, alright?
True.
I bet.
And
I hate him.
I love Youngblood. I actually got to disagree with you there.
I
Youngblood's my
like
boy.
I did like him when I had him as a teacher. He was like cool.
Did you have him for German or like
No, it was
science?
also chemistry.
Chemistry as well? Okay. But the thing is about Ragged, though, is that it almost becomes equally hard because Ragged doesn't know how to teach it. Okay? So, like, I love Raghead as well, but he just doesn't know how to teach it, dude. Fucking it took us like 2 extra days just to learn how to figure out how to do moles because we didn't understand it.
Bruh.
In
But-
conclusion, chemistry
sorry,
is
I'll talk.
stupid.
Chemistry's dumb.
Kinda facts. Unless you're Dr. Stone.
Okay, this isn't a Dr. Stone podcast. Dr. Stone was fantastic. I love Dr. Stone.
Agreed.
Dude,
Have not watched or plan to watch Dr. Stone.
It's unfortunate.
you should. You should plan to watch it, dude. It's so good.
I have too much on my to watch list. Okay.
Welcome to the club, dude. I
Yeah,
have, like,
okay, buddy.
267.
Goth girl anti.
Stop talking.
See, I was right. That's why he wants me to stop.
Imagine saying best girl was Tai Talk to Kemi.
Stop talking.
Imagine.
Okay, so wait. Okay. Who's gonna tell me that I have to like break up with her in order to romance the next person? Explain
rom-
that.
You don't
You
have
can't
to.
break up with her. You could cheat on her.
You cheat on her.
Yeah, explain that.
What do you mean?
What do you
Explain
mean?
how I have to do that and hurt someone's feelings.
Dude.
I don't like that.
I don't do that. People consider that as the canon thing for Persona 5. All right, I like to clarify. I don't cheat on people. Okay. All right.
Right.
So, if I say it's not canon, we're keeping it not canon. Sumi is where it's at. Okay.
I mean, you got
Sumi's
a point.
canon, girl. Fuck you guys. Anyways. All right.
Alright.
We're straying really far away.
Really
from
far.
JoJo.
I think we've talked everything there is to talk about part 2. So,
We're just talking too much.
I guess on the stream side, I'm gonna wrap that up. So, yeah. The JJS JoJo Saturday podcast.
Part 2.
The part 2 has been finished. Next time, we'll do part 3. Whenever that will be. Hopefully soon. And
I'm gonna try to binge through it.
it's a tough task, but you got my support, buddy.
Worst case scenario, I'm just gonna skip and go straight to part 4.
Bruh.
I won't do that, but still.
Yeah. Yep. This has been the JoJo Saturday podcast. And thanks for tuning in. And we'll see everyone later. Say bye,
Yes.
guys.
Yes. He left.
Bro, just the left, outright left.
Hello.
Hey, welcome back. Silas, you want to say your goodbyes to stream?
I love you.
Perfect. Okay.